Hey guys, this is Andre from Wealthy Neighbor. Hope you're all doing well. So in this video, we'll talk about something not closely related to finances, but remember when I talked about those mindsets and that money is not the most important thing in life? So this is related to our sense of belonging, our sense of purpose, and how to cultivate mindsets. And I think it's pretty important for all aspects of our lives. And thinking about our feelings and how we interact with the world will definitely make it easier for us to save money if that's what we want to do, spend money correctly, and in the end live a more fulfilling and happier life. So this video is about fighting stress and disengagement. Calm is the new cool. Please take a moment to read our disclaimer, and if you agree with all the terms and conditions, let's move on. In this video, I'll talk about stress and disengagement, what does this mean and how it affects our lives, and then high intensity and low intensity emotions and how it affects our energy, calmness and its effects on our lives. What does it mean to lower our shields or facing life with an engaged mindset? And we'll finish this video with some expected results of cutting out stress and disengagement from our lives and being more focused on our emotions and cultivating calmness and so on. Most of the stuff I'll talk about in this video are based on two recent books I've read, which you'll find in the references and also in the video description. So stress and disengagement. We all know that stress has very tangible effects in our bodies and how we live. So psychologically, it's related to anxiety, depression, aggressive behavior. Physiologically, it's related to feeling tired all the time, stomach problems, joint pain, high blood pressure, diabetes, and so on. So if we want to live a better life, if we want to feel better, feel healthier, feel happier, if we want to have more time for do all of our activities, if we want to engage with other people, if we want to cultivate these friendships, relationships, we have to somehow control stress and disengagement. So many people use this defense mechanism, being cool, not to care about people's opinions and what they think about us, especially the people we love and the people close to us, being indifferent to the world, and emotional withdrawal, silence, and hiding. So one of the strategies people use to mitigate stress is being cool. So for example, you are at work, right? And you have this important presentation coming up and your boss is chewing you up. It's telling you that this presentation needs to be perfect because the company needs it to get this really important customer, and you have all this pressure going on. You're really stressed and you're afraid of making mistakes. So in order to protect yourself and protect your feelings, you start to disengage. You try to think, oh, whatever, this presentation, I don't care about it. Whatever, it goes well, wherever it goes wrong, I don't mind. I don't care about what the customer will think about it. If it works, good. If it doesn't work, good, whatever. But in many cases, disengagement may not be the best answer. Before we come to that, let's talk a little bit more about what causes stress and disengagement in our environment. So it's completely related to emotions, intensity, and energy. One of the better things we can do to live a better life is to invest in good energy management. I'm not talking about electricity here, guys. It's our own energy. So you may have asked yourself this: why do we feel tired after working sitting down in front of a computer? You didn't do any physical work, you didn't have to carry bricks, you didn't have to load moving trucks. You just stay there, sitting on a chair the whole day, typing some stuff. So why is it that you feel so physically tired? And the answer is that stress, despite being something psychological, has this power to drain our energy sources, our energy reserves, and make us feel physically tired if we don't manage it correctly. And what are the three main ways we spend unnecessary energy? The first one, focusing on high intensity emotions. So I got this chart here from the Happiness Track by Emma Sepala, and this chart shows us four different areas. So high intensity, low intensity in the y-axis, and negative and positive on the x-axis. So positive emotions are divided in high intensity positive emotions and low intensity positive emotions, whereas the same thing happens to negative ones. And high intensity emotions, either positive or negative, will activate those stress sensors in our bodies, which will trigger the flight or fight response, which depletes our energy and causes us to be tired. It doesn't matter if you're excited or anxious. In both cases, you're activating the fight or fight response and you're depleting your body's energy. The second reason, self-control. So we spend a lot of energy exerting self-control over our impulses, over our performance, over our behavior, and over our thoughts. So there are many occasions in which we think about something we would like to say, but we exert that self-control. We think that it's better if we not say that, otherwise people will think about us in a certain way we don't like, they will dislike us, or even controlling our own impulses. So if we are on a diet, we have that urge to eat candy or chocolate, but we have to exert our self-control over our impulses and refrain from eating that. So exerting self-control also uses a lot of energy. And the third reason why we spend energy in a non-efficient way is by worrying and predicting disasters. So we worry about things that are not necessarily real, and we are concerned that something bad will happen at any minute, and we need to be prepared and ready for that. We are pessimists, and we are spending a lot of energy thinking negatively about the future and about what might happen to us. And one of the best ways to enforce a better energy management is to stay calm and relax. If you guys remember from that chart I showed before, calm is one of the emotions in the lower right quadrant. So it's a low intensity positive emotion. So the goal is to use high intensity emotions when you need them, but choose to remain calm the rest of the time. You don't have to forfeit the high intensity emotions completely, but you shouldn't use them all the time, otherwise you'll be in a constant state of stress, and that's not good for your body. So when we opt to remain calm, we don't regret our actions, because instead of reacting, we are choosing them. We don't need self-control because we are already in control. We have greater control over our minds, and we can choose not to interact with our thoughts of anxiety. We're not pretending that those thoughts are not there, that they don't exist, but rather we acknowledge them but don't identify them, so they are not able to have that huge influence over our minds. We become more aware of what's going on around us. We can pay more attention to people. We can look them in the eye. We can pay attention to what they are saying, and it turns out we end up being more charismatic this way. We can tap easily into internal awareness and observe our mind's activity. Not just driven by our emotions, but we can observe what's going on. It's easier to be present with the activity we are engaged with. So we give that activity all of our attention, and our mind will not wander to the past or to the future and think about negative outcomes and being pessimistic all the time. And these are just some of the benefits of being calm, how it affects stress. But I still have to talk about disengagement and how it affects our lives. So as we learn to and focus on cultivating a state of calmness, We feel less stressed and more energized for our activities. We start to notice and pay attention to other people, including family, friends, colleagues, and strangers. And this helps be more present, more engaged in our activities in the present instead of thinking about negative outcomes in the future or negative experiences in the past. Practicing empathy, connecting and bonding with other people, which give us a better sense of humanity of what being human means, and understanding our own feelings, what we want and what we can offer. So we finally realize that we don't really need to disengage to protect ourselves from being hurt or disappointed. You know, everyone goes through these kinds of painful experiences along their lives, and this is what being human means. So instead of protecting ourselves and thinking that we are not enough because we have failed or we have been hurt or we were disappointed by something, we should reach out to other people with empathy and practice bonding, share our experiences. And as we become less stressed, more energized, and more engaged with life, creativity, innovation, and learning are able to flourish. We will have much more energy to do things we like and even things we don't like, always learning something new and always trying to improve the existing processes. We will have more energy for our tasks and perform them with better quality. We will be more engaged with other people and have better connections, better friendships, better relationships. We will have the sense of belonging, purpose, and fulfillment, which is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, goal in life. And finally, we will feel happy about ourselves, about our job, about our body, about our relationships, about who we are, about our ideas, and everything else. And we will be able to answer this question: does success bring happiness or happiness brings success? Which one comes first? And that's it for this video, guys. Most of the ideas in this video were drawn from these two books, Daring Greatly, How the Courage to be Vulnerable Transforms the Way We Live, Love, Parent, and Lead by Brené Brown, and The Happiness Track, How to Apply the Science of Happiness to Accelerate Your Success by Emma Sepala. Thank you for watching and hope you learned something new today. See you guys later. Bye bye.